Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm always just going to say everything three times, three times, three times, right? All right. Super cool. So today's actually going to be a pretty quick day because I'm jumping back on a call with our team. Like we had shared yesterday, we are working on the bot actively. And yesterday's call did not go very long. So my team and I met at 2 o'clock, and it was only an hour. But what we had realized is that all the content that I shared with you in terms of being able to, hey, Brian, good morning, in terms of being able to, if this person says this, they are this personality type, these are the sub personality types, and you'll be able to distinguish that by what their next sentence is. And then this is the rebuttal, rebuttal one, rebuttal two. The cool part is it's not as static as black and white, like Mr. Jones says, I don't want ice cream, in which case the bot says, okay, you don't want ice cream. Why don't you want ice cream? Right? Even if that's the response, it has its own cognition to have machine learning to allow it to speak naturally, in which case you'll say, oh, you don't want ice cream. Why is that? Right? So the goal is to create let's say 3 or 4 line conversation, taking the person from hi to bye. Hey, that rhymes. I wonder if anyone ever said that before. Take you from hi to bye. I don't know. Maybe we just made something up, but that's pretty cool. But I'm getting back on that call in probably 15 minutes, so I'm going to wrap up fairly quickly, and we're going to be working on that today. Also, the email, I said that today we were going to have the email going out that was going to start talking Rhino bucks again. I was actually working on it for hours yesterday, probably closer to 3 hours, and it's just not exactly what I want yet, right? So I want that email to be along the lines of, because the thing is, the mission statement and behind Rhino, it's large. And it's not to be confused with, oh, okay, they have a cool mission statement. Good luck, go save the world. No, we built the process. Like, it's done, right? Like, we have the cure for cancer. Now we just got to find people and let them know, like people with cancer, and let them know that we have it, which is actually quite ironic. You would think having the cure for something is the end all. No, you have to find the people that have it, then you have to convince them that you have the cure. Now, of course, we don't have the cure for cancer, right? Like, God willing, someone cures it one day. It's just an analogy. But to be past the point of having the cure is good. But you, it's almost like it's good, but it's bad as well, right? Like, would you ever want to find that you failed while having the solution, right? Like, for instance, if a person dies and they're spent their whole life trying to cure cancer, and they die and they're like, oh my God, I committed my whole life to it, and I have some really good science to pass on to the next person, but I was just unable to do it. I think that person can die and feel okay, right? Like, hey, Deborah, they have a certain nobility to it. If a person actually cures cancer and dies in failing to actually find awareness or credibility or to share that with others, that person's going to go into the afterlife quite miserable. Because to have something where you actually did it and then, okay, nothing, that's not okay. And I kind of feel that's where we are. Not that we're passing away anytime soon, but I'm always really, really far ahead. And to the point that I'm 36, I'm thinking that I'm already like 90, and I'm like already terrified. Like, we have to get this done by the time I'm 37. So that email I want to be quite special, and that will be done in time for tomorrow. Um, we're going to start on contacting the influencers. And I hate saying the word influencer, it just always bothers me. But we're going to start contacting those that have an audience. And before doing that, we do want to make sure that when we get their attention, it's an easy next step, right? Like, for instance, imagine wanting to go date a girl, and you do everything you can to get her attention, and she's like, okay, hey, like, what's up? And you're like, my name is it's Anthony. They're like, I really don't care what your name is. Like, you spent all this time to get my attention. You have my attention. What is it? So we do have to kind of decipher that, because they're people from all different walks of life. So to go ahead and say, okay, everyone's going to do one thing is a bit difficult. Like for instance, and I'm not even sure it's the thing that works the most, right? Like say for instance, someone gets out on their Instagram and they're like, hey, I bought this, so should you. I'm not sure that actually means anything. I'm not sure people are like, oh, well, I think that person's really pretty, so let me go take financial advice from the girl that I look at because she drives fast cars, right? Like, I just don't think that's the case. But I do think if the girl or boy, right, personally contacted someone like, hey, you're a really big fan and I appreciate you. I just want to share something that I'm getting into and I think you should be a part of it. I think that does work. Now the question is, how do you get someone to do that, and how do they do it times a bazillion, and blah blah blah, right? So that's like the thought process. So that's the mental gymnastics I'll be going through today. But I think it's going to be along the lines of kind of finding their heartstring, right? Like this person cares deeply about this. Okay, Mr. Jones, I'm a big fan. I know you care deeply about this, and so do we. This is how we believe we can go ahead and help solve that. What do you think? In which case, it needs to be something that somebody can just have a turnkey, right? Like people are busy. It needs to be something where we could say, hey, listen, here it goes. Just do this and you're on board. I don't know what this is, right? So that's part of today as well. But we do have a really, really strong list there. Also, I finally finished editing the um, the Salesforce curriculum videos. Um, so I have the videos exactly the way they are, right? Like, which is the opposite of editing, but exactly the way they are. And what I did was I went through every single one of them and cut out the parts where we're answering questions, and then I pieced them all together with some nice Havana music in the background and cool transitions and stuff. It's like a 3.5 hour video. We're putting it up on YouTube. Actually, I started putting it up yesterday. It's still being processed. So YouTube, when it comes to 3.5 hour videos, they don't just put them up, right? I guess. But once that's up, then we could go ahead and update the sequence of the emails that go out. Like for instance, if somebody joins Rhino Hub because they want to be part of the Salesforce curriculum, as of now, we have them going through a 3 week journey, which each day being emailed, here's a 2 hour video and here's this, and this, and it's long. Even those with their best intentions of doing it are, it's a long process, and it's actually a really boring process. Um, but again, it was our 1.0. We wanted to get it out there. Now, what it's going to look like is that first email is likely just going to have everything. And in fact, we might have that email on repeat for the first 5 days. And by repeat, obviously, I know we'll change it a little bit, but that email might be, here is your 20 days worth of videos. Here is exactly the sections they're on. Here is the answer key. Here is the edited video to show you all the answers, and here's the videos of us actually doing the hands-on stuff so you can follow along. Here is how you go ahead and register for the test, and these are your next steps upon completing that. In which case, that's a little bit easier to for someone to say, okay, I'm motivated, I did it, and here it is, right? As it pertains, how's that cause someone to do action and stuff? We don't think that that's going to be because that email. We think that'll more likely be proof of concept. Like, hey, we're looking to hire people. We have the hours. So why didn't you go through your stuff yet? In which case, we will make it modular, right? Okay, module one, module two, module three, and we're going to put that on the Kartra as well. So that's in the works as well. The Whisper on the search engine is still being worked on. It's actually quite difficult. The tech team is like ripping their head out, but that's okay. They're smart and they'll figure it out. Rhino Bucks, I believe, got down to 202 yesterday, and that was because we went ahead and put an additional 500 onto the market. Because what you'll find is, so two things. One, well, I guess two things can be true, right? The price doesn't matter, and the price is all that matters. What I mean by that is the price doesn't matter in the sense that for Rhino bucks, you need a market. Like you cannot go in and buy a bazillion or ever sell a bazillion without vastly moving the market, which means it's not scalable. Well, it's not scaled, right? It is scalable. The point being, of those that have 5,000 Rhino bucks, 7,000 Rhino bucks, 10,000 Rhino bucks, those individuals might one day want to say, okay, you know what? It's now three, it's now four. I'd like to go cash out $30,000, $40,000, which sounds like a great thing to do. The problem is you won't be able to do it because the market would never have been large enough to absorb that purchase. So if say Rhino bucks is $3 and you go sell 5,000 and it goes ahead and crashes it down to 75 cents, you're going to be really upset. Now, I know that, you know that, but the way to solve it is in solving it today, right? So I could be a total weasel and pretend I don't know that and allow the coin to just keep going higher and higher, and you're getting more and more excited. And then one day comes and I'm like, oh, darn, gotcha. Or I can say, all right, it's my job to continue putting liquidity into it so that when that day comes, the market will be completely fine. The point of me saying that is yesterday, so we do see there's a new seller in town, and the individual is selling like 100 a day, which is fine. They have, I think, 600 left. And when they don't have any more, they don't have any more. And I know the person quite well. They are one of the most amazing people you could ever meet. So I haven't spoken to the person in a while, but I imagine, life happens, and that's fine. So I actually don't expect the whole thing to be gone. I don't think this person would actually um, like to have zero, right? But again, life and everyone's financial decisions are their own. It's not mine. And I don't talk to them. I didn't call the person and say, hey, listen, I see this, right? Like everyone can do what they want to do. The point being, it's very orchestrated 100, 100, 100, and they have 692 left, which means if they continue, you have 6 or 7 days left of this. The point of me saying that is when I saw them sell yesterday, it brought down to, I think, like 206, 207. And I was like, I want to take the opportunity to go ahead and put more in the market because, again, just when anyone's selling, I always want to make it stronger. So I went ahead and put 500 on the market, brought it down to like 201, and then I bought it back up to 203, and then I bought it up this morning to 207, back to where it was. Like nothing happened. 150 coin got redeemed, 100 from that person, 50 from someone else. We went ahead and put 500 onto the market, and the price went right back where it was. The point of the story is when I say the price doesn't matter, it's because the money that we then put onto it has now allowed, or the liquidity pool, the market cap is now the largest it's ever been. It's close to like 87,000, which to put it into context, when the coin was 250, like $2.50, the market cap was 60,000, which is so funny, right? So the coin is down, I guess, 20% from there, which actually sounds awful, but it was an orchestrated move. Like we said we were going to do it. So it's not like, oh my God, I can't believe it's down. Down 20%, but the overall value is up 33%. So when I say price doesn't matter, well, that's what I mean by that. But when I say price is all that matters, well, Anthony, I'm looking to sell my coin. I can't sell it for your market cap. Yeah, I know your market cap allows me to sell it, but I got into this investment thinking I could sell it. So this is just you doing what you need to do, right? Which is a little unfair because many don't do what they need to do. But again, we hold ourselves to different standards, so I get it. But when you sell it, you're not getting the market cap price. You're getting the price of the coin itself. So when somebody wants to sell, they'd rather sell 250 than two, and I get that. Point to story being, everything that we are doing right now is built to go ahead and start really vastly increasing those numbers, starting with the email tomorrow, starting with the influence outreach, starting with the Rhino Hub curriculum that we've almost done with, starting with blah, 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 blah. So it's all steady as she goes. Let me look at the questions because I do see there's a couple. Robbie, I've been doing the Salesforce UX course by following your videos. Do I schedule the exam through? No, you book it through Salesforce. When will the study flashcards be ready? In fact, they're ready-ish today. So I said they'd be ready today. I have all of them. There's 680. I do want to go ahead and bring it down to about 500. So I'm going to go through them and see which duplicates we have. But to that point, they are done, and I will have them complete by the end of the day, and I'll actually even email them to you. If you say to me, well, Ant, don't even worry about it, send me the 680 and I'll figure out the duplicates, I can do that as well. Abdul, hey, Ant, did you know you were having challenges running through the program? Look forward. Okay, yeah, Abdul, absolutely, thanks. Why would someone sell now? Rhinos become what? Yeah, just I just think it's money issues. In fact, I talk to rhinos all the time, and sometimes people say, "Hey, Ant, something happened. Can I go ahead and sell this, or can I have some money?" And we always do our best to say yes, but it really is economy stuff. Um, yeah. So, and to Brian's point, I do take that, and I don't celebrate that, but I'm happy that someone else says it on my behalf. We went public at $1. We're over $2. I don't go ahead and say, oh my God, look, we're talking all of this and we're still up over 100%. But I think the secret is I want everyone to recognize we're still up over 100%. Okay, so let me run. I kind of gave you the list of today and I'm even overwhelmed just thinking about it. So let me get to that. I absolutely love everyone and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.